Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Deck Collection 101 here on Arbeit.
And as always, not just any episode, Alex, we have a very special episode today.
Best episode, right?
Best episode ever. We brought a prop from the bookshelf of Spencer R. Farrell the First.
Spencer, this was his first book he ever read.
Yep.
He was 2 years old.
Yes. You make that joke. There's actually a follow-up to this book. It's 7 Habits of Highly Effective Children.
Oh.
So there you go.
You should read that one.
Yeah, that book is based on my life. So, why that book is here is because we are talking about the importance of, and this could be not just hiring collectors, we're going to talk about hiring collectors, but hiring anyone. The importance of emphasizing soft skills just as much as hard skills, right?
Right.
So the difference is, like on our end, hard skills would be programming, right? Like finding someone who knows how to program. Mm-hmm. Where a soft skill would be like their ability to communicate, right?
Right.
And a lot of the times,
I always feel like soft skills you can't teach, hard skills you can teach.
Correct.
So I always, like, I mean, you can obviously...
You can always improve, but
You can always improve, but it's like soft skills are more of like, that's just who you are. That's the type of person you are. You're born with those, skills, and it's something that you've accumulated over your entire life rather than hard skills like, more of something that can just be learned in a shorter period of time.
Correct. So we're talking about emphasizing that interview process, right? Because a lot of times when, I love these episodes when it like flips itself. You interview and you kind of look for hard skills, right? Can this person program? And you're going to help me with this. C#, C++, those are both real things. Those are both real things, right?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Does this person know how to create content? All this kind of stuff, right? But the thing you don't really look for is like, how well does this person communicate? Or how persistent is this person? Like we do that kind of on the sales side.
We look for those things. People look for those things.
We do. Yeah.
You should be looking for those things.
Exactly the point of this episode.
Right.
And this actually came from one of the offices. They actually train their people on this book. Mm-hmm. So they train their collectors.
They buy one for everyone?
I'm not sure. You'd have to ask them. Let's get them on the phone. Talk to them about Click, and then we'll ask them about that as well. They train everyone on the 7 habits. So they talk about the 7 habits and how they're okay.
So.
Oh shit!
Get right into
oh shit! I didn't know we were gonna do a quiz.
Habit 4.
Think win-win.
Win-win.
Right?
What does that mean?
So correct me if I'm wrong, Steven. So it's more of, instead of like think how both parties can win, right? Instead of like a win-lose scenario, think like a win-win scenario. What's best for both parties?
Right. So in collections, this is a
perfect, wow, you opened a perfect page for collections.
I mean, this is, being a former collector, like thinking win-win is you have to get when you're negotiating with the consumer to try and get them to pay, thinking win-win is definitely something you need to see how, setting something up on a $1 a month payment plan might be good it's not good for either person actually.
Yeah, no one wins in that scenario.
No one wins in that scenario, but you got to think win-win so that at the end of the day, the collection agency obviously has to succeed, and so does the consumer, or else they're not going to end up following through with their payments or continuing to pay off their other debts.
Even if that's not what that checker's about, it is now.
Yes.
Because that worked out well for the episode.
Perfect.
So, I think that's it, right? Got anything else for the folks? Oh, you're doing another one?
Yeah, I'm not gonna just do one of these.
Why not? I feel like there's only 7. You want to Steven wants people to buy the book, He didn't write this book so you can give it away. Oh God, I'm not gonna know it.
I don't like that one.
Okay. How about the first one on there?
Yeah, the first one was good. What is it?
Be proactive.
Yes, be proactive. Why?
Why is it important to be proactive?
That was just common sense.
Yeah,
be proactive.
Even like here, right? Like oftentimes we're reactive to things, right? And we should be much more proactive than we are, and it's like more like seeing what problems you could possibly face, right? Versus like waiting for those problems to occur. Yeah, when you work with someone who's proactive, like if you have somebody that you work with that's proactive, why it's so good to be have somebody on board that's like that, because it's just they solve problems before they happen. You must know what that's like, right? Yes. Yeah. And collections, obviously, that's especially important. Being proactive, beforehand that this issue is going to come up with the consumer, so you address it right away. Rather than again, just going back to the simple analogy of like a payment plan, there's going to be an issue right away with this because of how the conversation's going. So you address that problem right on the call, rather than 2 months from now, the consumer is not making their payments and you can't get them back on the phone. Yeah. So being proactive as a collector is extremely important to success. Now you see why they train on it. Yep. You do another one? One more. Okay, how about the second one? Which one's that one? Begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind? Yeah. Sure. No? You want to skip that one?
Sharpen the saw.
Oh, that's a good one. Sharpen the saw. That's a good one. Basically, always be learning, right?
Yes. This is a great one for collections.
Never stop learning or growing, right?
Yeah.
You constantly have to be learning new things. I mean, constantly have to be staying up to date on regulations, and just, different tactics or, technology that's out there.
Yep, constantly practicing. You see, one of our first episodes was like tips from a good collector. That was myself. And
Way to promote yourself.
it was constantly learning that got me there. So it's like just
We talked. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
You
So
used to drive in the car and listen.
that's for any, whether you're collection, no matter if you're a collector or compliance,
No matter who you are,
admin, any role in any position.
anywhere in the world.
Soft skills like this help you succeed, but you can relate them. Collections isn't, I feel like sometimes people think collections is like this enigma of an area, and the skills that you need to be a collector are different than every other type of, company, and that's not the case at all.
No, there's definitely correlation between
Yeah.
even like sales and
Yeah, and people who've been in collections their whole life and that's all they know, sometimes I think they think that way too, and that's not a good way to think. There's plenty of resources that you can use, that relate over to sales, and this book here, which will be linked below.
Perfect. And we'll take our cut from the
Oh,
sales
yeah.
in the skyrocket. Come on, Steven.
All right,
Thank
that's
you
all.
as always. Let us know what you think. If you read the book, if you haven't read the book, how you train your team, whatever it is. The
What
importance
soft
of
skills are most important to that
Ooh,
collector?
that's
do
a
you
good
think?
one.
Comment below. Let us know what soft skills you think are most important and why.
And as always, we will see you next week.
See ya.